welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell, it's a little bit cold here in Charleston, which is nice because it's officially Christmas season. Day one of 15 vlogs that I hope to post in December. I'm just gonna vlog the first 15 days, post every single day. I'm not gonna call it Vlogmas because it's not gonna be Vlogmas. I'm not gonna make it up until Christmas. I already looked at my travel plans, looked at everything, and I'm just not gonna commit to that. But I am gonna do 15 vlogs in December, more YouTube videos than I normally upload in like a 3-month time span. So hopefully you like this. Today started out at a coffee shop because I'm actually decorating for Christmas. I did half of it yesterday. I'm gonna finish the other half today, and I just need to get out of the house. It kind of looks like a disaster right now. I have stuff everywhere in the middle of the decorating process, so I just wanted to get out, get my admin stuff done early today so that I can go back and focus on decorating because I knew I was gonna get distracted if I stayed in there. I went to Bomb Bar, which is attached to Hilo. It's like a little smoothie juice acai bowl coffee shop. I got a cold brew and I got an acai bowl. But now I get to go home and get started on the fun part, which is the Christmas decorations. I'll show you what I've done already, and then we have a couple projects, a couple DIY Christmas decorations. On to my second cold brew of the day, and you can kind of see that mess I was talking about behind me. But without further ado, here are my Christmas decorations for 2023. If you've followed any of my accounts for, I guess, a year now, then you will recognize some of these pieces from my Christmas decorations of years past, because I'm not like a huge buy new decor every single year and redo the vibe and the style. The vibe is always the same. I'll pick up a couple new pieces if I see them, but for the most part, the Christmas decorations tend to look the same from year to year. I swear by the Trader Joe's live garland, so if you're wondering why this garland looks so good, it's because it's actually alive and it tends to stay. I do spritz it with water, but it tends to stay green for, I would say, like right up until Christmas. I've had it stay green until like the new year before, but it's just like pieces wired together. It's obviously not one big limb. I don't even know what garland is, but you can get it at Trader Joe's and it's like $10 for this length. So not bad, and I always think it adds like such a fresh vibe, because honestly this table without the garland would look kind of depressing, but the garland and the greenery is always the star of the show in my opinion. The majority of my black nutcrackers are DIY. This one is like a velvet one. I can't remember exactly where I found that, probably Michael's or Joann's. I like going to craft stores for Christmas decorations. And speaking of craft stores, I bought a ton of wooden nutcrackers I think 2 years ago now, and I painted them black because I saw a similar vibe on CB2 and I really liked it. So I have a ton of all black nutcrackers around. You'll notice that. These black stocking hooks and the stockings themselves are from Target. I like to keep those simple. I'm always tempted every single year to get new stockings. Something about stockings, I'll see a new one. I just saw some over the weekend, but I'm sticking with these. They're neutral. There's no need to replace them, but stockings are my weakness. I've had these for, this will be my second year I think, but I'm trying to hold out on new stockings because those are fine. Peeking behind the stockings, this bowl was full of little crystals, and I took all the crystals out and I put pine cones in. You'll kind of notice that. I will remove year-round decor and replace it with Christmas decor, and that helps it from feeling super cluttered in my opinion. This car candle is from 1111 and it looks perfect as Christmas decor. It wasn't intended to be that way, but I really like the way it looks with the greenery, and especially next to the tree. This tree is from Celadon. It's kind of falling apart. I need to go in with some glue and kind of fix it up. It was the last one, kind of beat up, so they gave me a hefty discount on it, but I really liked the like rustic almost vibe of it. So this is the decor for this little table. I think I need to sit down and explain my TV and how I find the art for it and how it all works. So if you don't know, the TV that I have is the Samsung Frame 55-inch TV. You've probably seen it before by now. I feel like everyone and their mother has one, or everyone and their mother at least knows what it is. But it's a TV from Samsung where it's like a flat mount to your wall. There are these magnetic frame pieces that can click onto the outside edges, and the sleep screen is a photo. I also think it's maybe like matte, like there's less shine on the screen itself. Anyways, it's made to look like a framed picture when it's not in use, which is nice because if you're like me and you don't watch a ton of TV but you still want a TV, or you don't have a separate like entertainment room versus like formal living room or whatever, it's like a nice way to not just have a big black box on your wall like you would a regular TV. I think they came out like 5 years ago now, and I wanted one when they first came out, but I thought that another brand would come out with another version of it by now, but as far as I know, they kind of cornered the market. Maybe they have like really good patents on it or something. So I was really holding off on buying one when they first came out because I thought someone else would come out with a competing product and then it would just drive the price down altogether, but unfortunately that never happened. So if you want this, I think you pretty much have to go with the frame. I know people have kind of like DIY'd their way to it and made a frame for a regular TV, and then you can just put the picture up manually, but you also don't want to like burn out your screen if you keep the same image up. The DIY ones would work if you're having like a dinner party and you just want something up for like maybe an hour or two, but in the long run, this one falls asleep if there's no motion in the room. As soon as there's motion in the room, the picture comes back. You can set the brightness settings, you can change all the pictures on it. Anyways, I really like it. I've had it for 2 years now. I haven't had many issues with it, some like glitches and stuff, but then there was just always a software update associated with that. So really no complaints, and I really like it. Anyways, that's what the TV is. If you're curious, when I just mentioned like my frame TV, if you've never heard of it, that's what the product is, and I think it's really cool. So I think the biggest misconception with the frame TV is that you have to buy art to put on the TV, because when you get the frame, it's going to ask if you want to subscribe to art subscription thing, which I think is like $20 a month. And I mean, I guess you can do that if you want to, but you can also upload your own pictures, which is what I like to do. So I will just go on a deep dive on the internet and try and find a picture that is good enough resolution to throw up here, and that's exactly what I did with this. So I'm obsessed with Slim Aarons. If you haven't figured it out by now, this picture behind me is Tennis in the Bahamas by Slim Aarons. I had some Slim Aarons books right here that are just away for the holidays right now. The screensaver on my Echo Show is Slim Aarons. If you've known me for a couple years now, you know I was deep in an acrylic furniture era. I think I've swapped that for a Slim Aarons obsession, but I digress. Anyways, so you just want to search a photo that you want, save it to your phone, and go on like the Samsung Smart Things app and just upload it as your own image. You can go to a lot of like art museum websites and save a lot of images off of like free media websites, and I don't know, there's a lot of ways to get around like copyright issues and copyright infringement and like any concerns you might have with that. But I just go on Pinterest and I find pictures that I like, and I think it's designed so you can put your own like family photo up there, but I use it to skirt around their photo payment process thing. So when it comes to the holidays, I think this is a super fun like way to change up the decor. I don't really change it a lot throughout the year, but for the holidays especially, I think it's a really fun way to just like completely change the vibe of the living room. So with that being said, let me show you the little credenza TV stand area. To find this photo, I just searched Slim Aarons winter and just did a deep dive and somehow came across this one. I'm not sure what it's actually called, but it's all these people making mimosas like on the top of a ski mountain. So I love that. I think I have it set to like 60% brightness, so it is a little bright, but I like the white and like the mountains in the background. I have more of that live Trader Joe's garland over here. This is another, this gold village is from Target in 2019. I bought this when I was in college and I had nowhere to put it, but I was obsessed with it, and I think it's one of those things that I'm gonna have for a really long time because my mom had something like this growing up, and I just really like the gold and monochromatic. And since I have this lamp right here that obviously has a gold base, I thought that looked really nice. Over on this end, I swapped my colorful books for 2 thrifted, just generic coffee table books. These are some matches that I thought tied some gold over from that end, so I'm gonna keep those there. Got a snow globe and then just some candlestick holders. I actually use these for entertaining. These aren't necessarily like Christmas decorations, but I think that balances out really well, and I really like this part of the house. So that's this little area, and then right off the credenza is where I decided to put the Christmas tree. This tree is a live tree. I just got it from Whole Foods this year. There isn't many like cut your own Christmas tree farms, which is obviously preferred if you get a real tree. It's like the whole experience of it, but wasn't any of that, or at least I couldn't find it this year, so I just got one from Whole Foods and it ended up being the perfect size. It's smaller than I've done in the past, but it's honestly a really good footprint for this area, just so it's not too close to whoever's sitting there, which is usually me, but I can take Zoom meetings right here and my background will be the tree, which is nice. I did a tree collar last year, but I got this Sherpa almost tree skirt last year, actually after Christmas. That's when I'll do a lot of my Christmas decor shopping, actually, is right after Christmas, and I'll buy it for the following year because it always goes on crazy discount. So this is one of those things. I got it last year. I can't remember. It's probably one of those like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's places again, but I'm glad I picked that up because I really like the way it looks in here, especially with the light rug. I don't do anything crazy with ornaments. I just get like plain colored ones. Last year I did all black. This year I had it in some white. Thankfully this only took 2 strands of lights. The one last year took 8, so either I wasn't as thorough with my lights this year or the tree is really just that small compared to the one last year. But that's all for the tree, and I also have it plugged into a little remote control Black & Decker box so I can turn it off and on really easily, which I like. And at the top I just have a little bow because I thought I had a star, but I don't own a star, so maybe that's something I'll get after Christmas this year. Other random decor that you've probably seen in the background, I put a little mini live wreath above the, what is this called? The vent hood. I think that's fine there in terms of safety. I don't know. If someone yells at me in the comments, maybe I'll reconsider, but I just have that up with a command hook, and that is a live wreath from Trader Joe's again. And also from Trader Joe's, they had mistletoe. I've never seen live mistletoe for sale. I changed out the red ribbon that was on it at the store with just like a little piece of twine, and that's hung up with a command strip as well. So I just put that over that doorway and the wreath right there. And that is pretty much all the decorations in this area Oh wait, kind of glossing over these, but these are just like dark green pillow covers that I put over the existing pillows. So that ties in some of the green. But that's pretty much all the decor that I have down here. I'm gonna do a little bit at the top of the stairs today. That's the little DIY project that we're gonna work on together. I have more of my black nutcrackers that I painted a couple years ago. And I picked up some prints from CVS. I just needed 8x10 prints. I tried to do Walmart, but their photo center was down. I have 4 picture frames at the top of my stairs that just have black and white photos in them of like different people, like iconic moments. I'll show you. It's kind of similar to these that I have in this half bath. I might replace these honestly now that I'm thinking about it. But basically my project is just swapping those out for some holiday ones. I thought this was such a nice way to subtly like decorate for Christmas. Don't get me wrong, I love decorations, but this is kind of the extent for me. I don't like when decorations feel super cluttered, and that's why I like to take decorations down and replace them so things don't start to feel super cluttered. And I feel like this is like the epitome of that. I already have pictures hanging, so I might as well swap them out for some holiday ones. I have 5 options, even though there's only 4 picture frames. These are the Beach Boys with Santa, Dolly Parton, the Rockettes, Macy's Day Parade, and forgive me, I have no idea who she is, but she kept coming up on my search of vintage black and white photographs. Some of these weren't black and white. I just put them in black and white because I like the vibe. But I'm gonna swap out all those pictures up there. Maybe I'll add a cute little black velvet bow to the picture light that's hanging above them. But this is my little DIY, and I guess you can count these as a DIY. I was gonna do another one of these for the sake of the video, but I don't need any more. I have a ton. So just get a wooden nutcracker and paint it a singular color, and it will like look a little elevated. And I also have one last 10-foot pack of garland from Trader Joe's to put on the banister up there. This is what you're looking for, by the way. If you go there looking for the garland, it's 10 feet of cedar garland, and it's kind of wrapped up like a wreath. You might mistake it for one, but it's normally outside, like right at the entrance where they have like the potted flowers and plants and stuff like that. In love with the way the garland looks up here. I tied it with twine first to actually hold it in place, and then I did a black velvet ribbon over top. So there's 4 bows, and I tried to make them look similar, but tying bows is not my forte. But this is so pretty and simple. And I just put 2 more nutcrackers right here. Some bad news is that I thought that I knew the dimensions of these frames, but I clearly don't because these pictures are way too small. So I'm debating if I want to get some black mats to fill out the extra space, or if I want to just get these reprinted. This is whatever size is up from an 8x10, because this is an 8x10 and clearly not big enough. So back to the drawing board on this, but it'll look so pretty once those are up. And this is where I think I'm gonna do like another, maybe like a mini wreath even, or just a velvet bow. Just looked, and I can do an 11x14 print from Walgreens, and it'll be ready in an hour, so I'm gonna start on lunch. Lunch is a salad, but it's like an interesting winter salad with chicken and pomegranate seeds and apple, arugula, Brussels sprouts. And I can't remember if it calls for it, but I'm gonna add some goat cheese. I think that'll be good. Fruit on a salad just means business.
It'll be ready in about 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's definitely the right size. They didn't cut the bleed, but that's okay because I can just trim that a little. Oh, and side note, if you were waiting for an update on my clay name tag, gift tag craft from one of my last vlogs, the update is it's trash. At least I'm trash at painting. I think this has the potential to be cute. I'm just not willing to see out the potential, so this is some exclusive vlog content because this will never see the light of day on TikTok, but that was the intention. I was gonna do a cute little video. I mean, you can Mod Podge this and then tie it onto a gift. I just like hate my freehand handwriting on stuff like this, so it was destined for disaster. You could do this really cute. You could even paint this with like bright colors, make it look like a little sugar cookie or something. There's definitely cute ways to do this. I'm just not going to spend more time on it because it's abysmal. I had to work fast because the sun is nearly set, but here's how it looks. I'll have to show you again in tomorrow's vlog what it looks like in true daylight, but I'm obsessed. I'm so happy that I went and got like the full-size ones instead of doing a second mat. Absolutely love this, and now I can just swap them out every year. I think that's the last of my decorating for the year. I can't really think of anything else. I think I do have one box in storage elsewhere in the house that I haven't pulled out yet, so might put out like another nutcracker or something from that, but all of this is decorations that I didn't end up using. I am going to save them just because it's like extra light, some extra garland, ribbons, stuff like that, but I don't want to get rid of it because I feel like that's stuff that I could find myself buying next year, so I'm just going to save it and see if I use it next year. If I don't, then that's the point that I'll probably donate it. Anyways, all of this can go back down into the storage area. I just got these, they're like weather tight container store totes. This one's obviously not latched, but they have like a foam, so they're supposed to like lock out moisture. I don't know, I bought these in Raleigh before I moved because sadly there's no container store in Charleston. There was in Raleigh, so I got these at the container store in Raleigh just to use for decorations and stuff that was gonna go kind of in like the nasty storage area because I wanted them to be like weather and moisture sealed, so that's what I went with. We'll see how they hold up, but I just packaged everything in here when I was moving, so that way it was already in them. I think I did end up purging some Christmas decorations before the move, if I remember correctly, but this is pretty much all of my holiday decor. There is some Halloween stuff in there too. There's some spiders, and I think those are woven pumpkins. I can already tell it's gonna be a long night, so against my better judgment, I'm cracking open an energy drink at 6 p.m. Even saying that out loud, I feel like I'm gonna regret it. This is like my new Whole Foods obsession. These ones are so good. Aka, O-C-A. I don't know, they're really good. I found them in Whole Foods in the like single can refrigerator section. I can't find them in the actual aisles, but I'm just gonna drink a little bit of this. I probably won't finish it. I'm gonna cut myself off like halfway through. How much caffeine is in there? Oh, it's like a cup of coffee. I feel like I can handle a cup of coffee. Anyways, I'm about to start on dinner. I can tell tonight's kind of gonna be like a late night just because I feel like I'm a little bit behind, but I'm roasting a chicken tonight and I'm so excited. This was the chicken that I was hunting for in my Thanksgiving vlog. I never ended up roasting it over the weekend because I did have more leftovers and food than I thought I would, so I'm roasting it today. I've never done this before. I'm very excited. Why? I don't know. It seems really fun, and as someone who's like recently gotten to cooking in the past year, I feel like roasting a full chicken is my next step. My chicken is in the oven and it cooks for an hour and a half, so I'm gonna clean up some of the kitchen in the meantime. I'm supposed to be basting the chicken, but I don't own a baster, so maybe if I like this meal, I'll buy a baster if it's something I'm gonna cook a lot. But I think I can just melt some butter and pour that over top. So, have I ever showed you my butter dish? I got this at West Elm like a couple years ago. It's one of my favorite things. I love opening the fridge and seeing my little butter dish that looks like a stick of butter. Fish's Eddy plus West Elm. It's a couple years old, but maybe they still sell it. I'm gonna melt some butter and just pour it over the top of the chicken and hope for the best. That much maybe. I'll cut it so it melts easier. I feel like that's not enough. In the meantime, I need to get started on the sides. I'm just doing mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts, but the Brussels sprouts actually have to roast, so I don't even know if I can do that while the chicken's in the oven. That honestly seemed to work really well. You could play a drinking game with this vlog and drink every time I'm cutting a Brussels sprout. Kind of burnt the Brussels sprouts a little, but I think they'll still be good. I think the burnt is actually garlic and then like some of the way smaller ones, but it'll probably still be fine, and they're covered in cheese, so I'm sure they'll be good. Mashed potatoes, I just freestyle my mashed potato recipe. Today I put in a block of like herbs de Provence cheese in there, so I have a feeling that's gonna be really good. And here is my chicken. Stunning. I want this on my tombstone. Feel a breakout coming right here, so I'm gonna use this big Mighty Patch, which is like a hydrocolloid band-aid pimple patch thing. Mighty Patch makes big ones. This isn't necessarily new, but it's just new to me, so I'm just gonna put it like right here for the night. Hopefully it makes a difference. I really don't want acne this week. You'll see in future vlogs when I'm going on a trip at the end of the week. And acne in this area is just so prominent, you know, like it's hard to do anything about with makeup. All I can do is hope and pray. Speaking of the trip, I totally would have fake tan by now. Wait, is this one darker than the other? I'm due for another tan. but I'm gonna wait until Wednesday to do that just because I want it to be like super fresh for an event that I have on Thursday that you will hear about. I still have a couple more things that I want to do on my computer, but I don't like going to bed with like soaking wet hair. So I just showered now, so I had some time to air dry a tiny bit. I don't mind if it's wet. I just don't like when it's this wet because certain parts of it won't dry all the way even overnight. Oh, I should see if this is on sale for Cyber Monday. It's like my favorite hair product of all time. Okay, that's kind of dramatic, but it's the Unite 7 Seconds Detangler. I think this is my 3rd or 4th bottle. Kind of expensive, but I love the smell of it, and it's one of the only things I use for split ends and just, you know, a leave-in product. And I think this is an actual salon brand, you know, it's not just a random hair company. This is what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon. It's 11:30, so with that, I think I'm gonna go to bed, which means the end of vlog number 1. There's gonna be 14 more videos throughout the month of December, probably more. Like, I'll start regularly vlogging again after I do the 15. But there's gonna be 15 consecutive vlogs in December that I'm really excited about. And I'm gonna try and make my days a little bit different so you're not just watching the same Groundhog Day over and over again. I have some fun stuff planned for like certain days and travel and all that. So it's not just gonna be the same day over and over again, I promise. But thank you so much for watching day 1. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as always, and make sure you're subscribed here so you don't miss any of those videos coming up. But I will see you in the next one.